Showed the singer dressed in blue, surrounded by pink flowers, which some fans...
Again, you're watching Sky News. An advert showing model Kendall Jenner using a can of Pepsi to calm tensions between activists and police who's facing a backlash. Let's take a look. Well, critics on social media accuse Pepsi of using protest movements such as Black Lives Matter and opposition to Donald Trump to sell drinks. Joining me now is reputation specialist and social media expert Alan Stevens. Hello to you, Mr. Stevens. Thanks for joining us. Oh dear, how do these decisions come about?
Yeah. Well, it's obviously marketing departments, it's organisations that think they can make something out of, effectively, what's a demonstration, and what they've done is to show that you can actually quell a demonstration simply by handing a can of fizzy drink to a policeman, which is clearly nonsense and has not done them any good at all.
No, so what about the levels of checking before that actually gets to air?
Well, I mean, there's a fair amount of checking that goes on, but this is not new in the advertising world. There are many organisations that have done this sort of thing and fallen foul of public pressure. The fact is, you get a lot of people in a room and they think it's a good idea, and then they think this will suit our demographic. They put it out, and unfortunately they don't get the reaction. And now we have social media. The reaction can be very strong indeed.
That's the point, isn't it? It's very different given this Twitter age, this social media age, where people can react incredibly quickly, and we can find out very quickly indeed what other high-profile figures think about it.
Well, that's absolutely right, and people are always trying to find the secret of making something go viral. And of course the secret is to do something ridiculous, which is what Pepsi have done with this particular advert.
What about the long-term damage as far as Pepsi and indeed both sides are concerned?
Well, as far as Pepsi are concerned, as long as they don't do it again, they'll probably be okay. I mean, there's a social media storm. It comes and then it dies down. As far as Kendall Jenner is concerned, it probably won't do her any harm at all. People will just see her name in the papers or online, as they often do, and I think she'll just brush it off. But Pepsi would need to be very careful. If they do this sort of thing again, they then could get into trouble.
Okay. I'm thinking particularly, because there are times when a brand has been completely destroyed by this sort of behaviour. I'm thinking particularly of Ratner's.
Right.
I mentioned it in our group meeting earlier on today with the team.
Yes.
I'm old enough to remember it. A lot of my team are not. I'm sure you...
I'm certainly old enough to remember that, Kay. What happened, Gerald Ratner made a statement. I won't say on air what the statement was, but he was very critical of his own products. He said they weren't very good quality and they weren't worth what people paid for them, and in no time at all his entire high street jewellery empire had crumbled. He's bounced back now, but it's taken him an awful long time.
Okay, so there are others as well. The Absolute Vodka one, what happened with that?
Oh, Absolute Vodka. This was very recently. It was in South Korea, where the Absolute Vodka, they produced lots of different varieties of vodka, and they produced one for South Korea, and then they produced an advert where they showed the crowd carrying candles in the shape of a vodka bottle. It was a pro-democracy protest, and they virtually appropriated it to try and sell alcoholic drink, and people were very, very upset about that.
Okay. What impact did it have?
Well, the impact was, I think it certainly affected their sales. The fact is, as I say, you can get away with this occasionally, but you can't really upset that many people and expect to have no impact at all. So they've certainly suffered very badly in that part of the world.
One that I remember on the tubes here in the Underground here in London was Beachbody Ready.
Oh yeah, the protein shakes thing, and they've done it twice actually. They've done it with the new Beachbody Ready, and then they did it again with another Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and the adverts, they get defaced. People protest about them on social media, so they are unfortunately serial offenders.
Okay, so if they've done it twice, how come that's not had an impact on them?
Well, I think it probably has. You know, the fact is, you know, they would claim they've got publicity, they would claim it's good for them, and maybe they know their demographic well enough that they can